All right,
Yeah.
gang. Well, I want to introduce a guy on my team that under Mike and Noel. I'm very excited. Aaron was recognized at the national conference, and I thought his story is pretty significant as far as overcoming adversity. So let's bring Aaron on. Hey, Aaron, how you doing,
Hey
man?
guys, how's it going?
Good, good, good. So you're talking to Alliance Nation on the activity call. So give us an indication of what types of things were you dealing with? I know a lot of agents, it seems like when they join us, all of a sudden things attack you. What kinds of things were getting in your way to get this business off the ground?
Well, again, when you're always hearing the positive stuff, you feel like, every time you dial a lead, they're going to pick up and just be like, "Yeah, come on over." When you knock on the door, you think they're just going to be sitting there on the couch with a bag full of money and their checkbook ready to go, and that's just not the reality.
It
So,
isn't, really?
yeah, right. So, those days of, you got your 9 or 10 appointments set, the first three don't show up, and then the fourth one's a no, and you just start getting down on yourself, and you're calling your upline. You kind of sound like that baby that Mark Aceta always refers to. That was me a lot, and thankfully, my upline, they would listen to me, but they would always correct me and basically get me back on course. Yeah, a lot of rejection, and I still don't deal great with rejection, but I think every day, every appointment, every week, it gets a little bit easier and easier to just forget about it and just move on.
Yeah. So, how long ago did you join us? Like when
Little
did you?
over, yeah, a little over a year ago. Today's February 6th, and I wrote my first policy in February 4th of last year.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah.
Okay. So, you brought on stage. What was the recognition for? What was the award that you received at NatCon?
Yeah, so I was the number seven highest rookie as far as premium producer.
Wow, that's pretty good for your rookie year, being number seven in the company for rookies. So that's rocking, dude. Not too many people. Well, obviously, number seven out of however many rookies we had, we started last year, which are, hundreds and hundreds of agents that we got started. Number seven rocks. So, was there anything that kind of like, did you start going to events right away?
Yeah, so about a week after I fast tracked, they were telling me about NatCon. I had only talked to maybe three of my upline. About a night or two before, I was not ready to go. I was actually supposed to go with another guy. He was the one that got me in touch with my upline, and he ended up chickening out at the last minute. And then I started getting kind of cold feet. And I don't remember the exact conversation I had with Mike, but somehow he convinced me to come. And I kind of looked at it like, hey, this could be a total crapshoot. Like, who knows? But at least I'll have a story to tell. And I'm glad I went because I just met so many really incredible people and people that I still talk to on a, daily, weekly basis now. And, ones I just saw at NatCon, 2 weeks ago that, we're still good friends and stuff. And those were people I met at that first convention.
That's cool when you can see the same people kind of traveling the same journey you're traveling, right?
Absolutely.
So it sounds to me like communication is really key for you. Like a lot of times when I see agents fade away, they just fade away. They like never call you for help. They never reach out when they're feeling like crap. You seem to have a really good communication channel with your growing up line with Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually jumped on the phone with one of my upline's newest agents yesterday because he's only been out in the field. I think this was like his second or third day, and he was having one of those rough days. So my upline called me and was like, "Hey, can you talk to this guy?" And I jumped right on the phone, and the last thing I said was like, "Call me anytime. You have to keep communicating. Don't keep that stuff bottled inside because it's just going to eat you alive. You got to get it out." They might kind of riff on you a little bit and give you a little bit of jazz for complaining and crying basically. But you got to do it because that's the only way you're gonna really fight through it, because if you keep it bottled up, it's just going to be a ticking time bomb.
Yeah. What other things do you tell this agent that was kind of running into their first challenges of getting in the business?
Yeah, just like keep pushing, because you're going to get some no's, but there's just another yes around the corner. And it does sound very cliched. And even me, a year into it, I'll start off some of my days where it's just like negativity, negativity, negativity. But if you keep on pushing, you'll end up running into someone awesome. It happened to me on Tuesday. I was just, no shows and reschedules, getting doors slammed on door knocks. And I went and did this last door knock. It was actually in an apartment complex. They didn't have an apartment number. I talked to the manager there.
Oh,
She got them
wow.
on the phone, and the couple came downstairs and just invited me up to their apartment. Looked over their Medicare. It all looked good, and then I ended up writing both of them some whole life policies. And the guy gave me a bunch of Kansas City Chiefs memorabilia to take home to my kids. So I made a couple of good friends off of just a door knock during a really kind of a bad day.
Yeah, that's amazing to me. We teach this all the time. Keep down on the phone, do the door knocks. People answer the phone. You're going to find people that need your help. At what point when you got started, it's like, yeah, yeah, I hear it, but okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I mean, when did you start believing that what Mike and Noel and everyone in the alliance is, you know, preaching to people on, you know, uh, was it the second month, first month you start doing it right away? Like, when did it start kicking in where you said, okay, I'm going to do it. I don't know if it's going to work, but you know how that goes.
I would say it was probably about month three. I had a lead. Her name is Norma Jean. And I showed up to her house. She was about 45 minutes away, knocked on the door, and she was like, I don't feel well. Like, can we try this again? I was like, no, we're doing this now. I'm not gonna ask you to stand on your head or do anything crazy. You can sit down and we'll chat. And I ended up writing her one of my biggest policies at the time. And then I uncovered a whole bunch of money she had, and I got Chris Norris involved, and I wrote a really big annuity there. And just doing that was like, okay, like what they're telling me is real. Like, be persistent, find that money, make a friend, and things will work out. And it is truthful. It doesn't happen all the time, and I think that's where newer agents kind of get in their head when things aren't going right. And I still have those days and weeks now, even though I've had some success.
That's funny. Your upline's James and Pam Alara, right? Out of Phoenix.
No, I'm actually Joseph Jameson, Brian Beasley, and then pretty much just a
Oh,
direct to Mike and Noel.
okay. Joe. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know Joseph and Brian.
yeah,
Oh, that's cool. So you're three deep from
yeah,
Mike.
yeah,
Wow. And you got some great upline in there.
yeah.
So did you find that there's not really a chain of command? Like you can go to anybody in your upline and they're happy to help you, right?
Yeah, well, like just like you said, I mean, anyone in my upline, but even other team members, James and Pam, I've talked to them a handful of times, the last year, and
Yeah,
they've been
they're
able to
awesome.
help me out. Some of the other people on my team that are kind of at the same level, like that 1 year to 1.5 year mark, because they're going through the same challenges as me, something that, the president that's been in this business for 25 years might not remember, but different lead types, different applications, hey, this person has this health condition. What are the best carriers? Like, so having a Rolodex of people I can call in between appointments to pick their brains is super beneficial. So that just comes back to the communication that I was talking about.
Absolutely. Well, dude, you're a great example of an agent that decides to get it done. I think going to your first event, NatCon last year, probably was real key in my opinion that got you started off right. We got a bunch of new agents that we're bringing on board with this big recruiting surge that's happening since NatCon, and then our next event, Stage Two Success. And so, what would you tell new agents coming on board how important it is to attend the next event?
Yeah, absolutely. I managed to bring five of my agents to NatCon a couple weeks back,
That's rocking.
and yeah, and they came back just ready to go. They were recruiting, they were getting their leads, like they were really fired up. And when I'm talking to a new recruit, just like even now about these conventions, I kind of tell them just how it worked for me. Hey, right now I'm just a stranger that's talked to you on the phone a handful of times. But when you actually get to meet me in person and get to meet Mike and Brian and Joseph, but also see the hundreds of, thousand or so other agents across the country doing the same thing, it'll make it more real. For me, it didn't seem real before I went to my first convention. It just kind of sounded like pie in the sky or some kind of pyramid scheme, because it sounded too good to be true. But getting to that first event made it like, okay, this is real.
Wow, that's awesome, dude. Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate you sharing your story with everyone, and I can't wait to, see what you do and what you bring to the party this year, 2025, and tripling the number of people you're bringing to stage two success, dude. So,
Yeah, that's the
man,
plan.
proud of you, man. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for being on.
Hey, absolutely, guys. See you later.
Okay.